Program. Well, I'm delighted to be joined now on the program by Jonathan McLatchie. He's been a regular guest on Unbelievable in the past. He's a Christian apologist. He's very interested in biology, but he turns his hand to Islamic apologetics and all kinds of other areas too. And in recent years, he's begun something called the Apologetics Academy. And I wanted to give Jonathan a chance to let the Unbelievable audience know about the Apologetics Academy. Welcome along to the program, Jonathan.
Well, thanks, Justin, for having me.
It's great to have you on. Okay, the Apologetics Academy, this isn't something you're running in a particular physical location exactly. It's very much an online thing, isn't it? Do you want to tell us about it?
That's right. The Apologetics Academy is a ministry which I founded in February of 2016, so we've been running for more than a year now. The website is apologetics-academy.org, and every Saturday I run an online interactive apologetics webinar, which normally begins at 8 p.m. British time, which corresponds for our American listeners to 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central Time, or 12 noon Pacific Time. And each week I bring on a different scholar representing a position from anywhere across the theological and philosophical spectrum to present on a topic of interest to Christians, particularly those topics which pertain to the question of whether or not the gospel is true. And we also cross-examine and evaluate other worldviews, including Islam, Mormonism, atheism, and so on. The usual format is the guest speaker is given an opportunity to present his case for up to an hour maximum, and then we open it up for open floor Q&A, dialogue, discussion, and debate. So questions can be submitted anonymously, and participants can also click a raise hand button and are given opportunity to have a live interaction with the speaker by engaging their webcam and microphone. And so thus from the comfort of one's own living room, one can have opportunity to interact with one of the world's leading scholars or intellectuals each week. And so in addition to bringing on Christian scholars, I often also bring on some of the leading opponents and critics of the gospel to present their best objections. And my reasoning behind this is that if the gospel is true, which it is, then we have absolutely nothing to fear from hearing the best objections to it.
Yeah.
And so it gives,
It's a wonderful initiative. And I know that as well as being a webinar, you also Facebook Live it usually when it happens. And obviously it goes out on YouTube as well afterwards. So there's various ways for people to engage with it, aren't there? And
That's right.
and as you say, it's sort of somewhat unique, I think, because it is a weekly opportunity and you've got a whole schedule, I know, booked up months ahead of speakers for people to engage with live with some of these names that we often only hear about, through podcasts or their books or whatever. But these really are the best of the best that you get on.
That's right.
It's a wonderful thing, Jonathan. Who are some of the key people you've had on over the last year or so?
So I've had we had David Wood, Dr. David Wood, recently on. He's a very famous apologist who runs a ministry called Acts 17 Apologetics and is involved in particular in apologetics to Islam. I've also had on Dr. James White. I've had Dr. Michael Brown. I've had Dr. Tony Costa. I've had the astrophysicist Dr. Luke Barnes. I've had Dr. Doug Axe, the molecular biologist, Dr. Michael Behe, and many others. And I've also had on many of the top atheist thinkers, including Dr. Stephen Law, and I've had Justin Schieber on. We've had Matt Dillahunty, we've had David Fitzgerald, Aaron Ra, Corey Markham, Ed Atkinson, and many, many others.
And do you find it's mostly Christians who are joining you for these webinars?
We have quite a diversity of listeners. I'd say the majority of them are Christians, but we also have many atheists and Muslims that participate as well.
And is it kind of for more, I mean, I know that you kind of bill it as for people who want to kind of take their apologetics to the next level. So this is going quite in depth very often, these kinds of seminars, aren't they?
That's right, yeah.
I mean, would you say people kind of, it's not for beginners, it's more for people who want to, pursue things a bit further?
Yeah, it is for people who want to pursue things a bit further. I mean, when I bring on some of the leading critics of the faith, it gives opportunity for some of the more experienced apologists to practice their skills in debating against one of the world's leading critics of the faith. And also the less experienced Christians can have the opportunity to be inoculated, as it were, against those objections by seeing those objections presented in an environment where they can see those objections engaged with at a high intellectual level.
It sounds fantastic. So this is happening every Saturday night from your living room, effectively, as you connect with people around the world who are contributing live to this. And I guess, you never quite know what's going to happen because all kinds of questions and interactions happen as people speak and as the discussion gets going.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we have people basically take it in turns to have a live interactive discussion with the speaker. So,
well, it's a great lineup, and I know you keep adding to the roster. What's the website for people who want to find out more, learn how they can get involved in the webinar, see the schedule and so on?
So the website is apologetics-academy.org. If you go to the website and click on online apologetics training, it will give you the upcoming schedule. And there's also a link on the website to the YouTube channel where you can view past shows and so on.
Great. Well, if you want to take your apologetics training to the next level and do it from the comfort of your own home on a Saturday night, or indeed watch the videos afterwards, the website is apologeticsacademy.org. Is that correct?
That's right.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining me today, Jonathan.
Well, thank you, Justin.
And just a few things to look forward to on the upcoming agenda for the Apologetics Academy with Jonathan. Bruce Gordon is his guest on September the 2nd. Topic is on the tension between quantum physics and physicalism. Stephen Grant is September the 9th. Why does God need blood to forgive? Later on in September, Chris Date on Does the Bible Teach that in hell the lost will live forever in torment? In October, there's Melissa Travis on the case for the existence of the soul, and even a show with Peter Tatchell later on in November. So there's always an interesting schedule of guests joining Jonathan for the Apologetics Academy.